Crapshoot here.
As always.
Well, it looks like I'm on Twitch.
As always.
Let's check out the old YouTube. Let's check out the old YouTuberoonies. YouTuberoonies. Checking it out. Checking it out. Checking it out. My videos. My videos. I'm looking. I'm not finding just yet. Oh, I'm live. Good for me. I'm live. I did it. Hello. Good for me. Welcome everyone. Did it. Hello. Good to see everyone. Welcome everyone. Hey Wheats, what's up, Anthony? Good to see you, man. Hey Wheats, what's up, Anthony? Good to see you, man. Still planning for next week. What's up, Anthony? Good to see you, man. Still planning for next week. El Dorado, I like that idea. 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 Hey, 13, welcome. I don't know if we've, if you've been in chat before, glad you can make it. You are right that I need to start doing some more reviews. You are right that I need to start doing some more Happy to say, you are right that I need to start doing that I started my very first review back last night. I tried a churro hot chocolate bar. Hot chocolate bar. Spoiler. Hot chocolate bar. Spoiler. Oh, Tony Joke says echoes, so I've got some echoes going on apparently. Let's echoes, so I've got some echoes going on apparently. Let's echoes, so I've got some echoes going on apparently. Let's echoes, so I've got some echoes going on apparently. Silent. Silent. How's that? Am I still echoing? Can somebody let me know for sure if they know if I'm echoing? That'd be real kind. Enjoying some Tropicana cake, which I have to tell you guys, I wish, thank you, Tony. Thanks for letting me know, guys. I had accidentally left the something unmuted. All your favorite streamers out there, myself excluded, pat them on the back, especially if they put on a good show, unlike me. It ain't easy. There's a lot of shit you have to keep track of, especially if you do multiple cams, multiple mics, that kind of shit. It ain't an easy operation to run. And I like AV stuff, but I'm always fucking it up. So this Tropicana cake smells amazing. It smells like it's advertised. It's citrusy and fruity and, oh, love it, love it, love it. Okay, well, let's see where we're at here in chat. Again, thank you for letting me know about my echo issue. Glad it's better. Joel, welcome, Joel Colonel. I don't know if that's how your last name is pronounced or not. I'm going to say Joel Colonel. Thank you for letting me know as well, and welcome to chat. As well, welcome to Sick Symphony 8 here in the west of Long Beach, sending a love. Welcome from my fellow Long Beach brother. I guess I'm in South Long Beach? Alamitos area. Okay. Anthony says he's in Lakewood now, just chilling, just skating and smoking. Sounds pretty ideal to me. Tony Toke said he just had some Ken Dogs by Grassroots. I don't know if I've had anything by Grassroots. Sounds pretty good. And Anthony says he just came from an interview at a sushi place. Congratulations on the job interview, Anthony. What were you interviewing for? Server, busboy, host, chef, dishwasher, manager. I don't know any other restaurant positions, but sous chef, whatever that is. The sous that's spelled S-O-U-S, that, what do they say? I pretend to know what it means. Aaron says, hi, Aaron from Pensacola, Florida here. Welcome, Aaron. Aaron, I am curious why your name in chat, as displayed, is Aaron, but you write it out when you're writing it yourself as the feminine version of Aaron, as in Erin. Curious, why do you do that? You don't have to tell me, but I'm just curious. Anthony says that he is being interviewed for the sushi master position, which, good for you, sensei. You know, I don't know my sushi, but, you know, Anthony, I'm sure you will be a sashimi god. Is it sacrilege to say, like, you know, I'm not I could take or leave sushi? Probably sacrilege. Mad Crypto, welcome to the chat, man. Glad you could be here. Oh, and then Aaron goes to follow up. It was the autocorrect's fault that his, I presume his, that's the sort of more masculine way of spelling Aaron. Aaron, what are the first unisex names that are oh so common now? Oh, I have leaking ash all over myself. Vegas Woodman, welcome back, Vegas. I am glad to be back. Oh, I finally refilled the batteries this. I should, you know, if I went through all the effort of putting fresh batteries in, I should do this for you guys. Light up night! Twinkle, twinkle. I missed you too, Vegas Wedman. I missed streaming, missed making videos, all that fun stuff. I was doing a grown-up internship sort of thing. An internship for adults. Not that I'm an adult, or do I suggest or claim to be. I think these people were just deceived. Aaron says, if you read the last comment after that, was auto. I can't put that together right now because I'm quite high. But I'm glad you're here, though, Aaron. Regardless of which way your name is spelled. But I'm glad you're here. Boy, what was I going to talk about before that? I wasn't going to talk more about unisex names and how that's a cool thing. I do like unisex names. The idea of unisex names. I always, as a kid, as a child, I think I learned better as an adult, but I do think it's still cruel because children are cruel without, you know, they don't have quite all the gray matter to know what is and is not appropriate. But I always thought it was a little cruel to give your boy a girl's name. I don't necessarily, I wish it wasn't cruel, but I do think you're just asking for your child to be a target of bullying. But I don't know about these kids growing up in this new generation that are tolerant and nice to people and, you know, are really cool with people being different. So maybe that's not the case anymore. So, you know, all boys named Ashley and Lindsay, I hope your lives are way better than they were when I was in elementary school, because I knew a boy named Stacy, I knew a boy named Ashley, and boy, were their lives not pleasant. And I don't quite understand why their parents subjected them to that. Wow. I said I wasn't going to talk anymore about names, and there I went. Such a liar. Anyways, it's time for a volcano bag. I think, well, no, I've got a little bit more of this little joint here to finish off. We're not done just yet. Anyways, where are we here on chat? 13 says, do you find your tolerance builds up kind of fast when eating edibles on the reg? And how long do you generally take a tolerance break to get that reset? That is a very excellent question, 13. Very excellent question. Yes, tolerance can build up very, very, very quickly when consuming edibles, even at very high doses. If you do them back to back to back to back, you will notice a substantial decrease in the effectiveness of said edible. I would say you probably don't want to do edibles more than a couple days in a row, really. And then you want to take a couple of day break. Now, it's pretty, I guess it would be parabolic would be the graph for how tolerance breaks. Each day that you take a tolerance break in and up to, like 2 weeks, it's just more and more each time, and then at some point there are diminishing returns. I think there will always be some return, each day that you add to your tolerance break will always make it a little bit better, but there are diminishing returns. I tend to think after about 2 weeks. Now, if you stopped for 2 months, again, it would be better, but a 2-week tolerance break from edibles will do a hell of a lot, but even a 48, 72 hour tolerance break from just edibles will, make a substantial difference in when it comes to doing edibles again. I wouldn't advise doing edibles more than a couple days in a row. Again, you'll build up a pretty good tolerance. And then just depending on how much you want to take a break, I would say, 2 weeks is probably the absolute best amount of time to take, but even 48 hours you're going to notice a difference when it comes to tolerance levels. So that was my answer. Okay. Sinister Games, welcome, by the way. He says, could you do research about Big Chief? What is Big Chief, Sinister Games? I would love to do some more research videos. I just, haven't had the time and don't have as many easy subjects. Oh, well, maybe I won't tell on myself just yet, but I did something real bad and hyper hypocritical, but I'll just wait. Ugh. No need to implicate myself just yet. You guys aren't even asking me to. Jerry, the race car driver. Welcome, Jerry, the race car driver. Race car is one of my favorite palindromes ever, by the way. I remember being like, when people thought palindromes were cool, like in elementary and middle school, like, oh, race car is my favorite palindrome. And people would be like, no, race car's not a palindrome. It's just car races backwards. And you're like, nah, dog. A man, a plan, a canal, Panama. Palindromes. Great. Love them. But welcome, by the way. And your question was hello, which is not a question. It's merely a statement. And one I will reflect back to you. Hello and welcome, Jerry, the race car driver. What kind of race cars are you driving? What do you do professionally? Do you drive race cars? And your name's Jerry. That's great. It's wonderful. Thanks for being here. Vegas Wedman says, it's Big Chief carts are black market, then you, if Big Chief carts are black market, then you take the rest. And Sinister Game confirms as well that they are cartridges. I will take a look at them. I've never even seen them, nor had anybody ask me about them, but I will certainly at least give them a cursory Google search to see what they're all about. And I thank you for bringing that to my attention, Sinister Games. While I'm finishing this joint, Sinister is Greek for left. The term, why we get the term sinister now is because we used to think that Greeks thought that left-handed people were, if not evil, not necessarily good omens. And the Greek word for right is dextros, where we get, dexterity or ambidextrous. But sinister, Greek for left. There you go. Take that, Ken Jennings. I love you. Oh, woo. Joshua Casante. I think I said that right. No, Casante. Joshua Casante. I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. Says, yo, where have I been, brother? I have been doing. Let me turn down this mic just a bit here, too. It's getting a little peaky, I noticed. I've been doing an adult internship unrelated to wheats for the past 4 months. Around that time frame, hadn't been able to, probably shouldn't have been doing that. But I am back. No reviews coming out anytime super soon. New reviews will be coming out. I just got to build up a bit of a backlog. But I'm planning on doing quite a few live streams in the near future, which I hope all you guys can join me for. Jerry the race car driver says, ever try Breeze spray, Breeze nuts, 1,000 milligrams of tincture in a convenient spray bottle? I have never tried the Breeze spray. I would like to. I have seen it. I have tried the Breeze mints, just their 100 milligram mints, and they're quite good. The mint form is a peculiar one for weed, one that isn't always for me, but I like it more than I don't. But I like their mints, so I think I'm going to try their tincture spray bottle at some point when I find it readily accessible somewhere. Vegas Wedman said, I had to stop edibles for 3 weeks. And Vegas Wedman, is that because of a tolerance reason? Just let me know. I'm not sure where you stopped. And Joshua, thank you so much. I'm glad to be back, man. Hope to be producing more stuff. Brady gives me a little heart right back at you, Brady, and says, why you stop edibles, Vegas? Same question to you. 13 says, LOL, do it. Not sure what that was, but in response to, but thank you. Sinister Gets Games, clarifying more about Big Chief carts. They have a scratch code to see that you can put in to see if they're authentic. That's actually pretty smart. That's like a guarantee. There's no way that somebody could pirate that. There's no way. So that's actually a very smart system, I think. I don't know what you do if you buy it and you find out it's not legit. It's not like your drug dealer's gonna give you a refund, I don't think. But, at least you know, and maybe you'll throw it away. But that is weird. That is a cool system, and I think one more people should maybe rip off. It's pretty smart. Mad Crypto, long live wheats. Thank you, Mad Crypto. I couldn't ask for a better virtual smoking buddy as well. Even if I can't see you, I can feel you, Mad Crypto. Speaking of which, I'm going to cut cams here and go do a Volcanoes. See over here. Isn't that great how that works? Wow, science and technology. So this is my volcano. I've got it loaded up with this Tropicana cake here, guys, which... this is good stuff. I'm going to open it and let you smell it, even though cameras only absorb light. They don't absorb, odors in any way, shape, or form, and there's absolutely no way you could smell this. That being said, man, take a whiff of that shit. It smells like Fruity Pebbles, like that pungent. The whole room instantly is just quite fragrant just from opening the bag. That's going to get hot because I've left that on there. Here's my Volcano bag. Made sure to have this preheated because I'm a thinker. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but in this gumball machine right here, what's filling this side up is cartridges. I've put in all the old cartridges I've reviewed, and that's what it's in the gumball machine. I don't think you'd want those dispensed to, though. Make sure if you ever want to stick used THC cartridges in a gumball machine, make sure you hit them up with some alcohol first, because otherwise things can get real gross. That's advice you can take to the bank. See ya back over there. Man, I feel like I should do a cool GIF when I just in that transition instead. YouTube is PooTube says, "What's up, bro?" PooTube, anything with poo in it's automatically gonna make you my friend. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Not too much, by the way. Glad you're here. The Public Awakening, welcome back, says, "Love your show. Glad I caught it. Glad you could join us, Public Awakening." Lemur King 2017 says, "Gotcha my career." Well, thanks, man. I'm glad to be doing well as well. Thank you. Public Awakening says he is joining with some illegal medical cherry pie in New Jersey. You are the Garden State after all, growing the greenest of crops. The Public Awakening, why is New Jersey the Garden State? It's never made sense to me. Weird that we've talked about state mottos twice now. My mic has come off my thingamajigger. Let's just pop that right back on in there. Thanks. The crazy thing is, right before I left for my internship, I crazily upgraded my audio equipment here. Well, I had my my XLR mic for a while, but I got a really nice mic arm now, and I always had a piece of shit before. Just moving on up. What am I talking about? Okay, Garden State. We also talked about Virginia's for Lovers last time. The Garden State. Why is that? New Jersey. I do not think of gardens when I think of New Jersey. I think of The Sopranos and Zach Braff. Vegas Webman says, "Big Chiefs extracts carts. Danger, these carts are deadly. My little cousin bought some off the distributor's Twitter page, and now he's on a ventilator. Holy shit. I am really incredibly sorry to hear that. I hope your cousin pulls through just fine, man. That is a terrifying thing to read, and I am sorry your cousin is going through that. And again, I hope he is okay, man. It is a wild world out there right now. Tony Toke says, "Best brand for the quality and quantity price-wise for experienced weed users around you." Best brands for the quality and quantity. If you're talking about cartridges, the Old Pal stuff that's really cheap, you can find on quite a lot of places, is very cheap, but it's pretty damn good. If you're looking for the best buck to high ratio and you're looking for cartridges, I would say Old Pal is probably your best bet. I think you can find them on all the big delivery services like Ease, and they're very cheap, and they're not bad. If you're talking about edibles, everything is basically in the same price range. and just stick with the good ones. You know, if you're going gummies, stick with Plus, or if you're, or District, or what are some of the other good gummy brands? Not coming to me off the top of my head. If you're going chocolate, go Kiva. If you're going cookies, go Korova. Stick with that kind of stuff. All the prices are super similar on edibles because everything's all just 100 milligrams, more or less. And everything's, you know, between 15 and 25 bucks, and it's all pretty good. Okay. Courtney Love, the murdering gendered stereotype bad word, is here. Welcome back, Courtney Love. Thanks for joining us, by the way. I know we're talking about weed again when you chastised me last time for talking not about, only about weed. But, I'm not going to talk about weed. I'm going to hit up this chat, catch up, super quick, lightning round, and then we'll pivot topics. Okay, here we go. Sinister Game says, thanks, bro. The website name is Big Chief Extracts. I will definitely look into it. Also, feel free to message me or something, because I probably will forget if I don't have somebody remind me after this. I almost certainly will forget, because I'm not bright, and I'm consuming a lot of weed. Oh, Jerry, which shows how far behind I am in chat, says his username is in reference to a Primus song. Very cool. Did not know that. We're talking more about the crazy bad guys over at the cart places. Big Chief, weird. That is bad stuff. We've talked a lot about the cartridges stuff. I'm gonna table it. We'll go through it one more time, but we'll wait till later in the stream, and I'll talk about cartridges again and safety and all that fun stuff. But we'll just hold off, get some more people in here. Okay, and again, Vegas, really sorry for your cousin, man. That is super terrible. Stephanie says, hey there, sexy, tongues out emoji. Hello, Steph, welcome. I'm not sure if you've ever joined us before, but thanks for joining us. Welcome to chat. Dominique, welcome back, sir. This one, more poppin'. The other chat was anti-social. Well, we are now a more lively group. I'm glad everybody is participating in such a lively and dynamic and not terrible to each other manner. You guys are pretty good. Like, for a internet chat, so devoid of racists and trolls and just unpleasant people. Congrats to you. Good for all of you. Okay, I'm almost caught up with chat. We're going to pivot topics. Sinister says, oh, not your cousin. Okay, that I'm sorry to whomever's cousin, or whoever. I am so high. I apologize. David Ake, welcome to the chat. Hey man, I love your videos. Save me so much money and probably health problems. Well, thanks for saying that, man. Thanks for joining us here in chat. Glad you could join us. So, changing topics while I've wonderfully caught up on chat. Holy crap, guys. I saw a movie last night. I mean, I see movies practically every night. I never not watching movies. But I finally saw Little Women last night. Boy, that Greta Gerwig, she knows how to direct a movie. I had no relationship to Little Women, never read the Louisa May Alcott novel. I actually didn't really know anything other than it was about some sisters. And I knew that there had been like 12 adaptations in the past. It never really interested me, to be honest. I don't quite like period dramas. I don't like costume dramas. And I don't really like things about, I don't know. It's just, it never seemed for me. But the movie is incredibly delightful. It is very modern, even though it takes place in during the Civil War, so in the 1860s somewhere. But it has a very modern style, very modern language. The performances are incredible, and it is just a movie about nice people being nice to each other, and people who enjoy one another's company, and that it was just like a good 2 hours of feeling good about the world. I absolutely loved it. And did not expect to. Expected to be quite bored with it. I mean, I'm a Greta Gerwig fan. I loved Lady Bird, except for the ending. Frances Ha, if which of you guys have never seen her collaboration between her and her, I think still boyfriend, Noah Baumbach, one of the greatest directors of all time. Frances Ha, incredible. So I was a huge Greta Gerwig fan. But again, costume drama, sounds boring. But it is just a movie about four sisters living their lives with very low stakes, not a lot of drama, and really just talking about domestic issues. But if you just want to feel good about the world for about 2 hours, give it a chance. I know it sounds incredibly dull and boring, but it's really wonderful. Little Women. Didn't expect to enjoy it. I mean, it's no Bad Boys for Life, right? Oh, Martin Lawrence. Daddy, can we watch Martin? It's from You, Me, and Irene. Okay. Talked about Little Women. And what a surprise it was. Yeah, check it out. Boy, it was a pretty weird year for movies. Uncut Gems, amazing. Parasite, Transcendent. What am I forgetting? Oh, I did see Cats! And I know I talked about Cats. Oh my God, guys. Holy shit. It is everything as bad as you've heard it to be, and even weirder and worse and more offensive and truly delightful and terrifying, and I also fell asleep. I've never been both, not just both. I've never been terrified, disgusted, aroused, sleepy, and bored at the same time, like I was with Cats. So if that sounds like an endorsement, it's not. Don't see it. You'll waste your money. But, you know, the cats don't have buttholes. That looks so weird. They just, where do they shit from? I mean, there are also mouse people and cockroach people, and that is true. There are talking cockroaches in this movie. Cats, don't see it. I'm telling you not to. It's terrible. Okay, back to chat then. That was a good diversion. Courtney Love says yes, I guess maybe in reference to talking about something different than just weed. Oh, speaking of other things than just weed as well, just finished a couple of really great books. It was a big deal in 2018, the end of 2018. Michael Pollan's new book, How to Change Your Mind, the book about psychedelics, you know, the like Berkeley professor slash culture writer, Michael Pollan, was somewhere, I think it was on the New York Times, like top 10 nonfiction list. It is incredible. If you, I think it will probably even move the needle on sort of psychedelic acceptance in this country. It's such an incredibly thoughtful and well-researched book, and so presented in such an even-handed way by somebody who is obviously skeptical of the sort of pie-in-the-sky claims of how psychedelics like psilocybin may be able to help cure, as disparate things as depression brought upon by a terminal illness, or to alcoholism, to eating disorders. He examines all those claims in a very, as I said, even-handed, not even skeptical way. But boy, How to Change Your Mind. The final couple of chapters where he basically tells the stories of some people who, one story in particular of a husband and wife. The husband was diagnosed with some terminal cancer, and he was almost suicidal basically after the diagnosis. Accepted into one of these treatment programs that I believe Harvard was putting out, or maybe Johns Hopkins. I can't remember which research university. And it was just this guy's sort of journey, and Michael Pollan relaying this guy's story back from being suicidally depressed to being remarkably accepting of his fate. And it's a very touching story, and one that makes me think, if all of the examples of all of the things that psychedelics may do for us, something that could help curb the existential dread that is realizing, we're all on a ticking clock, or just helping us accept the fact that we are going to die. To me, I cannot think of anything that is more universally necessary or helpful or good than that, and it seems to be so common for people in these studies that are going to experiencing depression from terminal illnesses, that with a good guide and a high dose acid trip or psilocybin trip, you can confront your own mortality and come out of it feeling way more accepting and not quite as terrified. Which, as a person who vacillates between wanting to die and being terrified of death, that sounds pretty great to me, and like something we should, as a society, really, really invest in, because it's probably really good for us as a society to be not so afraid of death. But, not to bring the conversation down. Okay. Mad Crypto MX says, Waits, can you give another recommendation of a great comedy movie? I really trust you on movie reviews. Mad Crypto MX. I have got two for you. One is probably my third favorite movie of the year, I think. This is a very dark comedy. If you like your comedies pitch black, The Art of Self-Defense, starring Jesse Eisenberg, came out this summer. Little indie release, is utterly hysterical. It's one of the movies that I just absolutely love, that it exists in its own little world. It's built this very specific little universe that is, you leave wanting to know more about the world that this director has created. Not that it's different than ours. It's just it's such a unique, weird, tidy little movie too. And I mean tidy in that it's has a very well thought out narrative, in addition to being super funny, but also very bleak. I could not recommend it higher. Again, you have to have you have to like the dark humor, but The Art of Self-Defense, I wish I remembered the director's name, Riley something, starring Jesse Eisenberg, came out this summer. Incredible. Another comedy recommendation, and my number one favorite movie of the year, did not actually come out this year. It came out like 2 years ago in Japan, but just now released here in the United States. I know I brought it up on this chat before, but I cannot recommend it highly enough. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. One Cut of the Dead. I think it's streaming on Shudder, which is like the good horror streaming service that's like $5 a month or something. It is and do not Google anything more than I am going to tell you. Please, please do not do it. I'll give you the super basic premise. Don't look up anything else. I promise you, you will. It's going to be one of these movies that like 3 or 4 years from now, there's going to be an American remake that sucks. And you can be one of those smug sons of bitches that that says like, oh man, I saw the original, the original is way better. You can be one of those people that everybody hates. One Cut of the Dead. It is a Japanese horror comedy. The premise, the sort of wackadoodle premise is that it is a one-shot movie. It is a one-take movie, so like 1917, but actually one shot, or Birdman, but again, actually one shot. It is about a film crew that goes to like some abandoned power plant in Japan to make a zombie movie. And while they are there to make a zombie movie, actual zombies do attack them. That's all I'm going to say, and that is all you should look up. That is it. That is all you should ever know going in. It's fine to know that. The only other thing to know is the movie is a whole 90 minutes long. So if at some point you think maybe it's time to go, check your watch, make sure 90 minutes have passed. And if they haven't, keep watching. And I promise you, 100%, cross my heart, hope to die. One Cut of the Dead will blow all of your fucking minds into tiny little pieces. I love it. I love it. Okay. David Ake says, question, do you like joints and blunts at all? Well, David, at the very beginning, I consumed a joint. I like joints just fine. They are not my absolute favorite way of smoking or consuming weed, but I like them just fine. I do them not too often, though. If I do combustibles, it's usually from a water pipe or bong or whatever. Tony Toke says, just finished rewatching Tremors 1 through 6 since Michael Gross had just finished filming number 7. I know I've seen like 2 and 3 at some point in my life, on cable in the 90s or something. New episode of Bob's Burgers. Thanks, Apple Watch. That's weird. Why would there be a new one today? That can't be right. But I've never seen any of the super more recent ones. But Tony Tokes, I will say Tremors 1 holds up incredibly well. Believe it or not, I actually, maybe just within the past 2 or 3 years, it was on like Amazon Prime or something, and my wife were doing the just bomb scroll. I was like, oh, Tremors, that's actually a pretty good movie. And she's like, I've never seen it. And we watched all of it in its Kevin Bacon glory. And it holds up quite well. The Tremors are some pretty interesting looking little buggy grossies. They're great. Courtney Love says, Cats is terrible. What filled you in, Courtney Love? Grovel. Welcome, Grovel. Glad you could join us, man. How are you doing? And Grovel says he heard that Cats was the movie of the year. For masochists, definitely true. If you're a masochist, I'm not sure that you've enjoyed a movie more than Cats since maybe Geely. Rhett Harkle Road. Rhett Harkle Road says, what's up, brother? What's up with you, Rhett? Thanks for joining us, man. And the YOLO Fan Army says, Wubba lubba dub dub. Hello, I'm new here. Well, welcome, the YOLO fan army, and wubba lubba dub dub back to you. Hope everyone is doing really well. I've just gone on some very long rants, and I appreciate all of your patience. Ooh. About time for a refill. About time for a refill. Okay. Grovel says, have I heard the terrible news about Cyberpunk being delayed? I did. It is delayed till September, which has got me really curious. What is going to happen with Cyberpunk and the new consoles? And is that also some clue and or hint that maybe the new consoles will be out in September instead of November? Because, I mean, it really doesn't make a lot of sense otherwise, right? Are they really just going to have it come out last gen when the next gen consoles are like, 2 months away at that point? Or are they going to like have a next gen version ready to go for launch? It seems to me like why not? The smarter thing to do would be wait and delay and have it as a launch game for the next gen consoles and launch it with those and sort of tie yourself to the console launch, which is always good for new franchises. Like if you want to start a new franchise, doing it at a console launch is a great time because there's not a lot of other choice. So people are going to buy whatever they can get. And, at that point, you're going to, if the game is good, the sort of association people are going to have with it is quite strong. It just seems weird that it would kind of take the wind out of the sails of the next gen versions if they had like a current gen version and then a next gen version that came out only 2 months later. But it also seems even weirder if there's no next gen version whatsoever, because this holiday people are going to be buying the new Xbox and PlayStation, and if there's no Cyberpunk, then that's just like a lost sale. Like they're not going to go back and buy Cyberpunk for their old console. I don't know. I think it's really weird. I wonder if it does maybe hint that the consoles are coming out sooner than we thought. That was a long answer, and I am sorry, but it makes me curious, is my answer, Grovel. But I know it sucks. Delays always sucks, Grovel. They always suck. But at the same time, it almost always makes something better. I would prefer, Cyberpunk to be delayed 5 months and have it be, that much more polished when it actually comes out, that many more bugs squashed. It's not like there aren't enough video games to play in the world. At least I think so. But what do I know? Not a lot. Not a lot. Ooh, I am having some bandwidth issues, bandwidth problems. Goddamn you, Frontier. I'm gonna try to fix my internet. I hope I'll be right back. I'd say if I'm not back in the next 5 minutes, things have gone